Hi everyone, so I wanted to do a video on my field fix kit that I carry with me at all times in my suitcase. Whenever I travel, wherever I go, whenever I leave the city, I obviously take my suitcase with me. Um, so this remains in my suitcase. I have a far more advanced one that remains in my technical bag, but that's for my work. Quite often, when I don't need to take my technical bag with me, I will still take all of this with me because this will be my suitcase. Obviously, my suitcase will go with me. So, being the engineer, being the fixer, being the fabricator, I always end up wanting to fix stuff and being disabled. When I get back to the hotel or wherever I'm staying, if I need to fix something or make something or adapt something or do something, I'll usually get back very very late, and I don't want to have to then go out and find someone to help me or find something that I need to fix something that I definitely need to fix by the next morning because I need it or something. So I like relying on myself to be able to fix stuff. Now, obviously, that doesn't work for everyone. A lot of people would far rather just call someone to fix something or something. That's just not me. I like the ability to be able to fix something, and of course, there are times when I do have to call, but I try and limit that as far much as possible. So, yes, there's quite a lot here, and I'm going to try my best to keep it as succinct as possible. Obviously, I'm not very succinct, so I will try. So, let's start. So, I'll start with the stationery, and what I will do is the way I will do this is I'll take things away from the screen and put them away instead of putting them out. I think that will be a bit neater. So, first of all, don't laugh, but I do carry all of this stuff in Ziploc bags. The reason being is because I'm not physically carrying this. It goes into my suitcase, it gets checked in. Obviously, this is quite heavy, and so I try and limit the weight by not having to put it into some big, heavy, thick bag. Now, that might change in the future. I am developing other systems, and I'm adding and taking away systems, things from here and stuff. But it's a living, breathing fix-it kit that I pretty much use every day, even at home. It sits. My suitcase is right now. My suitcase is ready to go. If I have to leave the home, I just have to put a couple of things. I have to put this back in, but this sits next to my suitcase at all times. And I throw this into my suitcase and I'm ready to go. In terms of clothes, my medicine, and all my other stuff are already packed in my suitcase. So this sits next to my suitcase, and if I need to change like a fuse or something, do some adaptation work in the house, I will always go back to this. This is my primary source for doing everything at home, in the hangar, or in when I'm traveling. Right, so let's get started and I'll try. Okay, so I'll start with the stationery, of course. So what do I have? Well, first of all, I have in here a ruler, because all engineers need rulers. So this is inches and centimeters. I have non-permanent markers because they're just so convenient when you need to mark something, but obviously you need to be able to take it away. Non-permanent. So these are the super fine ones. These are 0.4 millimeter. I have a gold and a white marker, mostly used for if I want to send a present to someone or something, or if I'm making something as a present for someone as a last minute thing, then I can just add a bit of color to it. And obviously, when I travel, I send out a lot of presents, so I have that ability to add a bit of color or sparkle to something. I have these. These are more technical pens. I have this. This is a Pica ink marker for deep holes. So if you need to get into a hole and mark something, for example, let me just show you. If you had to mark, say, my nail, and you had to get through there, normal pens won't be able to, whereas this one will be able to get in and leave a mark on my nail, which probably not going to come off now until I wash it. But anyway, yeah. So these are for deep holes, and machinists and carpenters and other engineers will really like this. I definitely like this. And this is a microcorrect Tipex. I got the idea for using both of these from Adam Savage on Tested. So he uses both of them. If you have a look at Adam Savage's videos, he marks the drawers of all his gear, of all in his shop. In his shop with white Tipex. So I really love the idea, and I've had these in my kit for about almost 2 years, and I continuously end up replacing them because I'm using them for that purpose. Yes, I really like this combination. Just for you, if you wanted to see again, so this is the Pika ink marker, and I believe that they are made in Germany. Try and focus. Pika ink marker for deep holes. Anything else that you need to know? So this is 1.5 millimeter nib, and the article number is 150-41. I think 41 with my Stabilo pens. 41 is the color for blue that I'm noticing. I'll come back to it. If I don't think I have one of those Stabilo pens on me at the moment. But the 41 I have seen, again, tends to be the color for blue, apparently. So there is that. And then I do have two Sharpie markers, again, for sending parcels, or if you need to do anything that requires a Sharpie marker. Sharpie markers, a highlighter, obviously, so useful. Rubber bands, I also keep a field notes, Ranger bands, but they also call it rubber bands, but they are actually Ranger bands. As many rubber bands as you can. I've been using as many rubber bands as you can, and Ranger bands. Put them in your field fix kit. And remember, everything here, you don't need to have anything here. This is just for ideas for you. If you have a field fix kit that you travel with, or if you want to create one, or if you want to adapt, I'm just here to give you some ideas as an engineer, as a disabled engineer, as a fixer, as a fabricator, as a prepper. So I'm just here to give you people just some information and some ideas. That's all this is for, and just to share stuff with you people. So rubber bands, super convenient. What else? So these are the silk. I love these silk ribbons. I have a lot of them. I need to put more in here. These are super convenient for tying stuff up, or usually what I use them for is for if I need to make a model of something. I can use these if I need to make a map model of something. I use these quite a lot, and the military people will understand what I mean by that if I'm making map models. Or what I also use them for if I need to measure the circumference of something, or do work out the length of something that is not linear, that's not straight. I can use these and then straighten it up and use a straight edge ruler to measure. So these are really, really super convenient for that purpose. I have in here these are 19 millimeter ones, and I also have some 22 millimeter ones, but I'm finished here. I need to restock on here. Paper clips, again, so useful as clamps. If you've glued something together and you don't have a clamp with you can use these. Super convenient. Or you can just use them as paper clips. Okay, what else shall we move on to? So toothbrush, just standard toothbrush, just for cleaning stuff, nothing else, just for cleaning. Okay, light sticks. Let's move on to light sticks. I have two white light sticks in here, and I also have two firefly markers in here. Again, these are perfect for in the field. So they have the two tritium. Let me try and see if I can show you. Can you see them? Not the bottom, but the top. Can you see the tritium, the green tritium? So that's the same tritium you have in your Tracer and your Luminox and your night watches. And then these are powered by sunlight, so they reflect sunlight, and they store energy by sunlight. And they're by the company Firefly. I really want to get more of these, but I really like them. They're super convenient. If you want to mark out anything, they're just super convenient. I would say have 4 of them, because you might break them or something, or just if you need them. But they are really super convenient. I really like these. Okay, so those are the Firefly ones. Tide to-go pens. Tide to-go pens. Oh my god, seriously. You need to have at least 2 of these in your suitcase. On my brand new suit, I spilled some, what is it called? Soy sauce. Most horrible time ever, but I managed to get it out. Damp cloth. Dry it out, then damp cloth first. No, dry cloth first, then damp cloth, then dry again, and then these. And my suit was brand new. No smell, no nothing. So always, and I left this one out last time when I was traveling. I left it in the window. Look at the effect of that. And there's only a little bit of that left. So there's a new one in here, and there's a spare one, the one I'm using. These are worth their weight in gold. Seriously, I would definitely have always. I have two of these in my EDC kit as well. I don't go anywhere with these. These are gold dust. They're worth their weight in gold, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, two of these. What else? Where should we go next? Okay, finishing up the stationery items. I use fountain pens a lot, so I have some ink, and I'll always be with blue fountain pen ink. I just love blue fountain pen ink. Okay, then let's just start covering up here. Bulb pins, and so yeah, these are the ones that I was talking to you about when I did my possibles everyday carry possible pouch video, which I did a day ago. So these are bulb pins. They are slightly different to where is it, the other safety pins. I'm not a big fan of these safety pins design of them. I actually prefer these bulb pins. I just think that they are far better for fixing and holding things together and stuff. I just like this design far better than the standard more common, shall I say, safety pins. I really like this design. So I have a full packet of them in here. I have 10 really high quality, really strong blanket pins, again for fixing stuff if you need to. And I also have some tool oil for my Leatherman and my multi-tools that I will discuss with you in a moment. So there is that. I have a BCB Commando wire saw. Now, a lot of discussion on that. Many people hate it, many people like it. Obviously, the ones that comes directly via Amazon or something via China, that are obviously just made rudimentarily for just because it's a wire saw and it's been made in China for just as a space holder in things. Obviously, those are rubbish, but the other good quality ones, I really like them. I usually keep two here. The other one is currently in my hanger. I've been using it to cut plywood and marine plywood. It's not let me down. It has never let me down, and I use multiple versions of them in different handles because they're super convenient for me as a disabled person to get accurate cutting done. Yes, I have a cutting machine as well, but I prefer these when I need to get, and especially if I'm traveling, I can't have a machine with me. I can't have a big saw or a big cutting machine with me. Remember, this goes in my suitcase, and I've shown you this before when I've done suitcase. In my suitcase video that I did, you can have a look when I was in the hotel maybe a year and a half ago, I think, maybe 2 years ago now. But I have a full what I carry in my suitcase video on my channel. Go and watch that, please. Go and watch it and you will see all of this there. So in my Field Fix kit, this always goes with me every time. So obviously I can't carry big machine saws with me when I'm traveling. So I always carry two BCB, good quality BCB Commando wire saws. And I just have, these are just spares that I had in them. Just put nothing really, yeah, so always two of them. And two, because I'm an engineer, I know things will break and I know I will damage things as well. But also know the limitations. And I know there's a lot of debate about, people saying things like, well, this item is rubbish and it doesn't, it's not really good quality. And I understand that, but you need to know the limitations of your tools. You need to know, sorry, let me just grab a glass of water. Thank you. So you need to know the limitations of your tools. So don't panic, just learn the limitations of your tools and then use it within the limitations. Okay, so let's go to this. Do I have new batteries? Yeah. I have a big, I should have some more batteries in here, but I really like these store seller batteries. This is for AA, this is for AAA. These are the CR, I always forget, the 2032. So these are used for the squeezy lights and my Sun2 Core watch. So batteries. Okay. Then this is if you need to squirt some water on something or wash something up or clean something up. This is you can use any bottle, put this in and make it into a squirt spray, just for water, not for oil, just for water. And this is super convenient, super useful if you need to just clean something up. Okay. I have one in here and I actually have a spare one in my wash kit as well, in my dope bag. So yeah. Shower cap, not for use for shower for my hair really, but mostly for use as a container. So say for example, if you oil a tool, you don't want to leave it on a surface where, especially if you're traveling, where the oil might just dissipate onto something onto a table that you might destroy the table or something. Also, if you need to travel with something that you've just oiled or it's dirty or something, well, you've cleaned it, but you know, that you need to cover up something. Shower caps are so convenient. You can put it into a shower cap and then put it into a Ziploc bag. It's just easier. And you can say, well, why is it? Well, shower caps, they're a bit more stronger, and you know, they'll just tighten around something. I really like, it's just double insurance. That's why I said, you know. But yeah, I usually have 2 shower caps in here, but I've used one for something when I was cleaning something up. But I usually keep 2 of everything pretty much in here. Shower caps, so convenient. Again, as a container, so you open it up, you put your tool in, you do whatever you need to do with it, as in like maintenance or oiling or something, and then you can, you know, dispose of it or whatever once it's done. But yeah, shower caps, try and carry 2. Okay, tools. Shall we go to tools? Yeah, okay, let's go to tools. Okay, let me just get this out of it. Beeswax, again, you can rub beeswax on pretty much anything. The military even add beeswax to their boot polish to get a super shiny version of that, super shiny shoes and stuff. But again, there's loads and loads of applications of beeswax. So beeswax. Okay. A carabiner, which I usually attach to here. It's a non-climbing carabiner, but this is just for my belt harness. I usually have 2, but I don't know where the other one is. I think I have that attached to something, and then something else is attached to that. So let me do the tools then. So I have, first of all, I have a Swiss Army Knife skipper. I love this tool. A Swiss Army Knife skipper, and I have a US Army TL29 signal linesman's pocket knife. This is not the original, because the original is in America with the US Army. Obviously I know, but I couldn't, the ones I could get hold of were used versions, and I didn't want a used version. I wanted a brand new, really sharp version. So this is a 100% copy replica of it. It's not made in China, that's why I didn't buy it. I bought it because it was made, I think it's either made in it's a German-Swiss company called SEMS, and they make copies, very high quality copies. They also make copies of the German Bundeswehr, the German Army pocket knife. And this is super high quality. I would not go anywhere without this. If you're in the States and you can go to a, what are they called? Surplus stores like the Army Navy surplus stores, please go and ask them for a US Army. It's specifically called a US Army, so I know that there are other branches of the military, but it's called a US Army TL, as in Tango Lima -29. So it's the linesman's multi-tool pocket knife. Go and get one. In fact, if they say, yeah, we've got one, get 2. Seriously, these are beautiful knives. These are beautiful multi-tools, and they will immediately become your everyday part of your everyday carry. And I'll show you what they are. So standard knife, and there is no lock on here, but look at the quality of this copy, and also the original also does this. So it stops here, and then so standard knife for cutting stuff, and then this is the splice tool. So this locks, but this is not a knife. This is a splicer. So look, it's not cutting me. It's not designed to cut anything. It's designed to splice. So if you have, a cable. I currently have my iPhone plugged in. So if, for example, if you were to cut this cable, you can't cut it with this, but you use a knife to cut it. And you wanted to open the cable. So this is what you would use. You would just get in there and you would create a little nick, and then you would be able to splice open the entire cable, and then you attach the internal parts of the cable to whatever they need to be attached to, and then feed them in. But this is what it's used for. But it's used for more heavier gauge cables like Arctic cables, or for telephone line cables, or communication cables. This is locking, but it's not a knife, and it's absolutely solid. It is hard, solid. There's nothing wrong with this, and I absolutely love this knife. And I was lucky enough that I bought 2. I wish I bought more. These are absolute, so I could give them out as presents. I'm going to try and get more. But yeah, I absolutely love this TL29. And this is a pass down tool. So yeah, TL29, and this is my favorite combination. If I could design a multi-tool, this is what I. Okay, let me do this one, then I'll come back to what I would design a multi-tool to. So this is okay. Yeah, this is a Stanley Fatmax knife, competence knife. It's the 789 version, model number, I believe. This is the cool thing about this is that it has two blades. So the first one, or what I call the first one, is I can have one. You can have two blades of any type or the same type if you want. So I like, my primary use is the curved blades because they're just super convenient to cut stuff. And then the second one that I have is the straight edge. Now I personally prefer the curved ones. You might prefer the straight ones, so you can have two straight ones in here if you want to. But I personally like the fact that I can have a curved one and a straight one in here. It's a straight one mostly for backup if I need, or if I need a straight where I can't use the curve. There are a lot of places where you can't use the curve, but primarily I prefer curved ones because it's just so super convenient to cut stuff. So yeah, this is super convenient. And if you do get this, just make sure that you don't leave it out somewhere like in a high corrosive area. So I did leave this in my marine environments lab, and one of the blades, the spare blades, did corrode. I don't know why, because it was oiled, but even then it managed to get some corrosion on it. So just be careful that does happen. The other blades didn't corrode. It was just one blade, so the other two blades are still in there, and I just disposed of that blade. I cleaned it up actually, but yeah, I didn't put it back in here. So I don't know how that happened, but anyway, just be careful, just so that you know that it does happen. So yeah, this is a super cool knife, super cool tool, and I just have spares for that. And then I have my Gerber. This is the Gerber DET, Demolition Explosives tool. So this is obviously the C4 punch, but I use it as a Marlin spike. Now I know there's a lot of sailors out there who immediately have a go at me, saying that's not a proper Marlin spike and all. I know, but I'm traveling with that, and I can use it as a Marlin spike. I do have a full size Marlin spike that I have in my bag, my EDC bag, which I use for naval stuff and other stuff as well. But in here, I do have that. And obviously when I travel, I take that out and put it in here. But at the moment, that's in my bag because I'm not traveling anywhere outside the country. But I do like this as a spare Marlin spike. And then, you know, it has a small knife, which is perfect. And it has, this is always super convenient to have a metal file, a saw. Again, a saw is obviously convenient. It has two small screwdrivers. I wish it had the mini screwdriver, but it doesn't. And it has the thing I dislike about this tool is there was no need to put this in. It has the Phillips head screwdriver, but what I wish was that they had put in the micro screwdriver that they have on other Gerber 600 tools. So that, you know, this is useless to me. I personally don't like this. I think they wasted a valuable space. If they put it in the micro screwdriver in here, this would be perfect. But I'm not complaining, but it's just as it is. But yeah, I really like this tool. So my ideal tool would be a small punch type Marlin spike like this. This exact all combination AWL, all combination Marlin spike. Now I know a lot of people will say this isn't the original Marlin spike. I know, but I really love this version because it also has the integrated shackle key, and then the splice tool. So if I were to create a multi-tool, I would literally have this and this in here, and then maybe on the other side I would have this. And for me, that would be the ideal multi-tool. Oh, I might put scissors in here, actually. I do like scissors. I think scissors are super convenient. What I would do is I would put the scissors in the middle so that they are sort of like in line. And then these two are on each side. And that would be just the most convenient, quick access use, general purpose tool for me ever. But yeah, so the Gerber Det, the Swiss Army Knife, Skipper, and the US Army TL29. So these are the three tools in here. What I do also carry in here, but I don't have in here at the moment because it's in my pocket, and I will get back to that in a moment. I also, when I travel, I also do put in my other tools in here as well. I put my Swiss Army Knife CyberTool 34 in here, which I've had for 20 years. I lost it after 10 years after a hospital trip, but I tried to live without it for a week and then I couldn't. So I went back and bought another one. And I actually am going to get another spare one just so I have a spare one. I love the Swiss Army Knife CyberTool 34. It's just a perfect multi-tool. But that one is currently in my bag because I'm not traveling. So the moment I travel, when I get to the airport, I take that out and I take this out. This is the wave, and that obviously goes in there. And that's how I actually started. This is how this started when I first started as a student. The multi-tool that I had was my Swiss Army Knife 34 and some electrical tape, and I had a Maglite. Obviously, I took the Maglite and the tape with me on board the aircraft, and obviously I had to surrender my Swiss Army Knife multi-tool. And I was wondering where should I put it. So the only bag open available at the last minute in my bag at the airport was my boot polish kit bag. So I dropped it into my boot polish kit bag, and then eventually how this kit built up is I needed more and more stuff as I was going further away from home, for longer away from home, having to be more self-sufficient away from home. So this is how this bag kind of came in on its own. And I carry this all the time. I carry this everywhere, and you can see it, as I mentioned before, you can see it in my travel bag videos that I did. So yeah, okay, so let's come back to what we were doing, tools, weren't we? So let's do this. So this is a Knipex tool, and I really like this one because you can adjust it, and then you can adjust it, and then you can open it, and then you can adjust it again, and then you can open it again, and adjust. So I really like this tool. It's super convenient. I made in Germany, and the model number is, I'm trying to read it, I think it's 86-125. So let me try and see if I can zoom into there. You go. That's the model number. So yeah, super convenient to have that as well. Okay, what else? Right, let's do some tapes. So electrical tape, and I have sniper tape, which is, for lack of another word, that's what it's just called. It's cloth tape, and then you can use it as a repair tape for literally anything. I field fix my bag with this. Gorilla tape, two rolls of electrical tape. Again, I use this at home all the time. The reason I have this wrapped is because I hate gunge on the side of tapes. I just hate it. All my lectures are pretty much military, ex-military, and because I've been trained by them in the labs when I was at university first time 10 years ago, they drilled it into me to wrap up and keep tapes clean, and to keep your kit clean. And I always used to get, I once got bunked for it, and after that I went OOTT, and I always wrapped everything up, and they were super pleased. And I you know what, I hate dirty kit. I really hate dirty kit. If you have any type of gear, don't keep it dirty, clean it up. And you know, you can probably tell by the way I'm sounding now, they've instilled that discipline, military engineering discipline into me as a civilian. So I'm not going to disappoint those people because they're amazing people. So yeah. And this is tough tape. This is by Stormshore. This is double-sided tape. It has the 1 centimeter measuring, so you can measure out how much you need and cut it. It's double-sided. Really super good quality tape. So I have some tapes. There's two things that are missing from here. No, I'll talk about them when I get to the glues. Well, I'll do the glues now because I'm talking about adhesives. So I have Gorilla super glue. I usually have 2 of these, but I've used one. And then I have some Gorilla liquid glue. Again, and I have some, what is it called, cotton buds in here as well. So there is another type of glue, adhesive in there called polycon tape. There are different types of polycon tape. There's fire-resistant polycon tape, there's aviation polycon tape, there's marine polycon tape. It's super expensive, but I usually carry a roll of that in here. We use that in the labs. We use that in for field recovery of aircraft. If you ever seen those classic images of you know, there's a lot of memes out there on social media or on the YouTube and stuff, where someone's taken a photo of someone on the side of a wing of an aircraft, and they're just putting tape on, and they say, oh, you know, they just fixed a wing by duct tape. It's not duct tape. It's called polycon tape. It's special aviation grade polycon tape, and it's very high strength tape. Let me give you an example. So during the first Gulf War in 1991, the A-10 Warthog aircraft used by the United States Air Force, a couple of them were engaged by the enemy, and they came back to wherever they were based. I forget where they were based, but they came back to their forward operating base, and the aeronautical engineers, the field aeronautical engineers and field recovery engineers, they were presented with the empennage of the aircraft, as in the tail, and the elevators. It's called the empennage. So the empennage of the aircraft was littered. There's images on Google somewhere probably, and those images have been published as well in books and written about and spoken about. So they're easily available to have a look at. So you will see a lot of those aircraft with bullet holes, big bullet holes, like 50 caliber or something, bullet holes in them from machine guns or something. I forget the exact type of rounds the enemy used, but luckily the pilot was okay, so that's good. But the aircraft had big bullet holes in them, like big solid bullet holes in them. So what the engineers did was, there wasn't enough time to recover the aircraft or to fix the aircraft, because there was a call for fire request from the field. There was US and British troops that were being engaged heavily in combat, and they were going to perish if the American Air Force, US Air Force Warthog A-10 pilots didn't return back into combat. So what the engineers did, they just used the polycon tape, and they patched up the bullet holes. Now, what polycon tape does is so high strong, but that it also acts as a surface skin. So it acted like a skin over the aircraft, and the aircraft didn't lose any aerodynamics. And even the engineers were, because that was one of the major times they had used it in combat. Pretty much a lot of applications were designed after that, and then it came into the civilian aviation industry where polycon tape is now used as well. I always keep a roll of polycon tape in it. It is a bit expensive, but seriously, if you ever need to fix something like that, or your car or something, polycon tape, yeah, that'll get you out. And the other thing that I keep in here is JB Weld. I use the one in here. I've used about like a quarter of it, but I accidentally left it open, so I need to clean it up and put it back together. The other thing that I put in here is JB Water Weld. That is super convenient for if you have like moisture things that you need to fix together, or underwater stuff. That is super convenient. Sorry. Just drink some water. Thank you. So JB Weld and polycon tape and some good adhesives. Now again, a lot of this isn't going to be useful to a lot of people, because I'm the engineer and I'm the fixer, but you might want to, if you're going out somewhere far away and you want to be self-sufficient, you are more than welcome to take ideas away. You might not need anything from here, at which case thank you so much for watching, and I hope but you might see something here that you might think, oh, that's pretty cool, I should have that, or that would be really handy for me. So that's why I'm sharing all this stuff with you. But for me, I use this pretty much every day because of the stuff I do. So yeah, so that's the adhesives, and I need to put in some JB Weld water weld, and the other JB Weld thing is the plastic polymer one that I always have with me. Yeah, that needs to go in there. So I'll put these onto the side. Right, a couple more items. Where should we go next? Okay. Another thing that I have in here is a car charger. I don't drive, so I know nothing about cars, but obviously I need to be able to charge my stuff. My uncle has a super cool one. He drives, he loves cars. He can drive literally anything. If you have a look at the back of his driving license, it has every category ticked off. And I'm like, wow, I've always admired him for that. So he's American and British, so he has a driving license issued in New York, and he has a British driving license, and literally all the categories are ticked. I'm like, wow. And I can barely drive a car, but he can fly as well. He's a scientist. He's a research scientist, but he loves being able to do stuff. So yeah, I've always admired my uncle, so he's super cool. So yeah, luckily he lives literally about 10 minutes away from me now in the UK, so it's super cool. But yeah, he has one that has a screen on it that tells you what voltage is coming. So he said he'll get me one of those. So I really like that. But I just bought this when I was in London last time because I thought it would be super convenient for me to have. And I've actually just needed to use it twice. And yeah, it's just super easy to have one of these. So yeah, so if you're traveling abroad and you need to charge your car, and if you need to charge something, and you can have that. Okay. talking about adhesives, I should have come to this. I usually have blue tack in here, but I've run out. I've been using it for some other things, but I do have a Unibond adhesive strips. Again, you can see that you can pretty much fix anything with that. And then I have two surgical scalpels. Again, you can use that for anything. If you want to make anything in the field or you need to repair something, you've got two surgical scalpels there. So there is that. Let me just put that away. I have an addition to this, which is these Maxpedition roly-poly work bags, drop bags. I am going to put another one in here. I have two bigger ones in my technical bag, and I'm just getting used to these. I've had these for a couple of months, but I haven't had the time to use them because I've not been in the field. I've not even left my hangar. I've not really I haven't traveled anyway since last December, so I've not had the opportunity to field test them. But I don't need to field test them because you have all field tested them and told me they're awesome. So I trust all of you. But yeah, I mean, as soon as I got them, I can tell myself that they're super awesome. So, but I am going to put two in here so that I am able to use them, and obviously I can put them on my belt. It has a big belt loop in here, so if I go out and I need a couple of tools, I can put them in here and use that. So yeah, I'm super excited about these. I've never had them before. I bought them and then I thought, yeah, this is going to be super awesome to have. But yeah, I really like the fact that they compact down to this. So I'm going to get more of these. Okay, I'll do that at the end. Right, so a couple more. So this is now coming towards the more electrical technical tools. Cordage. This is just cordage from the light sticks that I've used. I've just kept it in here for if I need to do anything with a little bit of thread. I could use it as thread. I could use it as cordage. So it's nothing technical. It's just there. Okay. So with these, I can do any field repair that I need to. I can do any repair. And usually in the house, if I need to change a circuit or if I need to change some fuses, I can do. This is what I go to. Even at home, my suitcase right now is ready to go anywhere, as I just said before. So, but if I need to fix a bulb or if I need to fix any general electrical thing in the house, this is what I go for. So this is the Draper electrical tool set. This is just a screwdriver set, and it just has the common screwdrivers that you can use. The standard screwdriver, this is the standard one, and then this will give you the full voltage capability, 1000 volts. So if you suspect live wire and you need to problem, you can use that. Obviously try and turn it off before, but if you can't or if you need to do something, then you have that capability. Same with this. It does say do not cut steel, but obviously this is for electrical wires. And this is just a Knipex multi-tool. I can cut cable with that, Arctic cable if I need to. Might take a bit of strength, but generally I can cut any type of cable with that. I can field strip wires with that, and then I can do nuts and small technical work. I can adjust fuse boxes if I need to. If something is broken on a fuse box, I can do that. Switches and stuff. So again, this is by Knipex. This is the model number 1386200. Again, 1000 volt protection. Yeah, so obviously try and cut, get rid of live, switch off the mains every time, obviously. But you have that little bit of protection there. Now I know there's going to be some electrician out there saying, immediately writing an angry comment that I've said something wrong. I know what I'm saying, but I might have said it wrong, but obviously you understand what I'm saying anyway. But yeah, I can use that for electrical reasons. Then I'll come over to other safety items as well. So I have my Leatherman bits, and I have my Swiss Army bit, and I have my Leatherman extender, and I have my 1/4 inch bit as well in there, so I can use that with my SOG tool if I needed to. Obviously the Leatherman wave bit is pretty much always with me in my pocket, and then I just throw that into there when I'm traveling. So there is that. So that's the electrical bit, and then I have on here some other a little bit electrical item tools, or just electronics item tools. I have my Leatherman Squirt ES4, so that's the electrical version, so I can strip wires, obviously non-live wires circuitry, obviously. That's the major thing that I always need to do anyway, non-live wire electrical circuitry anyway. So I have the gauge cutter on here, so I can cut neatly strip wires, and that is just super convenient. Instead of trying to use just a cutter or something, I can really neatly strip wires. Quite often I need to replug plugs and replug electronic systems in. This is super convenient. And then you do get a metal file with that, a small pocket knife, and then you have a pair of scissors, which again is super convenient. And then you have 2 screwdrivers, and this is super cool because you can literally get in there, and when you're doing small circuitry work, this is super convenient to have with you. And then a bottle opener, but pretty much this, you can use this as a bit of a pry tool. Quite often I actually use this as a pry tool. When you're doing circuitry, something's broken or burst inside, you can just literally pry it out, especially with fuses. Obviously not connected to the electrical system. I know. So Leatherman, and then I have my small headlamp in here. I have other bigger pencil headlamps in my EDC kit, but obviously I just keep a spare one in here. Pica marker, again, if I'm doing any circuitry on circuit boards or something, I can use a pica marker. Non-contact tester, obviously I will use this before I touch anything, so that's why I said I have other safety measures in here. So non-contact tester, it does take 2 AAA batteries, which I have in here. I have a set of fuses in here, and I've used quite a lot of them, so I need to get some more fuses. A standard electrical screwdriver. Now I know a lot of electricians hate these things. I've seen so many electrical videos of electricians saying that these are absolute junk, these are absolute crap, and all that. But it's never failed me, so I have that, and I've used that quite a lot. And that size screwdriver this size is pretty much the size that every electrical main domestic circuit or something that to open up. So I have a multi-tool, smaller multi-tool screwdriver set by Weha, and it has all the posi drives and the straights and the Phillips head screwdriver. So I have that one, and you just pull. It's kind of weird to pull these out. Actually, it's a bit fiddly for me. I mean, mostly because I'm disabled, and my arms shake. But for you, it's going to be really easy. No one's disabled. So, you're not disabled, but I am. So for me, it's a bit fiddly, but there's nothing to do with that tool that I would highly recommend this tool. It's a really good quality tool, and it's also anti-static, which I really love. Obviously dealing with electrical circuits and so on. So I do have in here the 2 batteries, if they do come out, the 2 AAA batteries for this one. I always forget this company. I think it's by Klein. It doesn't say. Should do somewhere. I think this is by Klein. Yeah, CK. So it's by Klein Tools. I would highly recommend you get one of these. These are super awesome, and they do take batteries. Word of warning: take the batteries out when you're not using them. Seriously, take the batteries out. It takes less than a couple of seconds to put the new batteries in, to use it. Take the batteries out. I have 2 mechanical pencils in here. Again, just for engineering stuff, for writing stuff. Mechanical pencils never fail. Use 2 mechanical pencils. And then I have a Barco, just a small wrench that I can use. And then these are actually used for fly fishing. And I think okay. So these are actually used for fishing, not fly fishing. But yeah, these are just for fishing, to unhook fish, hooks from fish and stuff. I use them just for grabbing onto stuff. And to manipulate stuff, because I don't have the dexterity in my fingers to do fine work. So because these are really big, I can put my damaged, weak fingers in here, and I can do stuff like this if I need to manipulate wires, or if I need to hold something down and pull something out. These are super convenient for me. So these are pretty much my mechanical fingers, and you can get. If you're in the UK, there's a company called Sport Fish. Go have a look on their website. You can get them from there. Very cost effective, super high quality, and I think it even says Sport Fish on here. Yeah, it does. Cool. They're made in Pakistan, and they're imported into the UK by the company Sport Fish. Super good quality. Never failed me. So couple of these, and another glue that I probably was using at some point. Fisher Space Pen top. This has a story. the pen bit of this is lost somewhere in the desert in a country. I can't say where I was. I was, yeah, yeah. I can't say where I was, and I can't. I was a civilian with the Air Force at the time, doing my master's degree, so I'm not allowed to say where I was. It's nothing super secret, but I'm just generally not allowed to say where I was because I was with them, and I was being taught cool stuff, engineering stuff in the field, how to make stuff and how to do stuff. The O-ring on the Fisher Space Pen, it melted because it was that hot. This had a this was attached to my ID card, which is around my neck, and the clip remained. I took the clip off from here and put it onto my new one. The clip remained and this remained, but the pen had fallen off. And I realized that maybe like 2 or 3 hours after I came down the hill, that the pen was missing. So it's up some sand dune in a non-hostile country. It wasn't a hostile country, don't worry about it. Perfectly safe. I was just training for my engineering stuff. All good. But yeah, it's up a sand dune somewhere. So yeah, if you happen to be in a hot country and it's up a sand dune and you find a Fisher Space Pen, tweet me. That's my pen. So yeah. But I keep this here for good luck. It's just, actually this was my first Fisher Space Pen that my aunt got me. And then I did tell her and I bought a spare one, and I'm never going to get rid of this because, and you can still see the clip mark on here, how tight I had the clip mark. And I also had to break something with this, and you can actually see the damage, a little bit of damage there. Yeah. Point damage. But yeah, this I keep in here for good luck. So actually I put this in here so that it doesn't come through. So it's just super convenient for me to do that. Yeah, a little bit of backstory to that. That will always remain in there because that's my aunt gave me that. And pretty much I would say everything my aunt and my mum have given me. They paid for my education and stuff, so I'm really super grateful to them. So yeah, I'm just going to try and put this away. And I'm just showing you how I pretty much keep everything with me every time. And if you're unaware, let me just stick these into here without oopsie daisy. Don't know why that's not going in. Okay, let's do it this way. I think the battery, there we go, that's just much easier. All right. Let's have a look. So these are the joys of trying to do a YouTube video through the screen. There you go. I'll fix it later. Don't worry about it. Okay, so that's the tools section done. Let me try and move that out of the way so I don't knock anything over. And then just a couple of accessories left. So silica gel, just because. I just keep that in there. In fact, I'm going to put it in. Where should I put it? I'm just going to put it in there. That'll be fine. Right. Because I travel a lot, I have cards of people I meet and stuff, and I keep them in here. And this is pretty much full, so I bought another one. I always keep cards. If someone gives me a card, I will always keep it, especially because I travel to so many other different countries for work and stuff. I always keep cards with their cards. I never lose a card. I learned that from my dad. He keeps every card he's ever been given, and it has saved him so many times when he's needed to contact someone and it's gone from his phone or something, or he's changed his phone model or something. Cards, always keep. Someone gives you a card, never throw it away. It's just good manners. It's etiquette, but also it will save you. So always keep cards. Magnifying glass, because my eyes are a little bit going, and this is by Carson 10X. These are super cool. These are just absolutely super cool to have. Yeah, so magnifying glass. They also come with a scale on them that you can take this off, put the scale, drop the scale in, and then you put the magnifying glass back on. That is really nice, but I just like the clear magnifying glass version. Hand sanitizer, just if you need to wash your hands after working, or if you get glue on something after you wash to clean your hands off. Hand sanitizer, a couple of bandages because you're working with tools. Lighter to initiate if you need to start a spark or something, or heat something up with the glue. I'll talk about that. So this is a Life Ventures scale. It's just a digital scale because I travel quite a lot, so I need to weigh my luggage. Not that I'm too bothered because I get a special luggage allowance because I'm usually with the airports. So, but I still sometimes need to weigh something, so I have a luggage scale. Swiss Army Knife. This is the Swiss Army Knife Mini Champ Red. Story behind this is that I always keep a Swiss Army Knife Mini Champ in here in the fix kit. Last time when I was away, everyone always says, "Oh my God, you're so over-prepared," and all that. So I lent my Swiss Army Knife to someone, and they were like, "Oh my God, this is so super cool." Literally, like 30 minutes later, they came back to me and goes, "Oh my God, this is such a cool tool. This is such a cool knife. Can I keep it?" And they were joking. They were totally joking. They're a good friend, but they're not a prepper. They're not an engineer. And I said to them, "Yeah, it's brand new. Keep it." And they're like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, keep it." And even now they use it and everything. And now, you know what? They're becoming a prepper now. They're a scientist, but now they're becoming a prepper because they have to travel quite a lot to get into the field to get information and to gather their scientific research, and now they're becoming a prepper. And I always get, "Oh, you know what? You were right about being prepared, and you're right about being responsible." So yeah, so they carry a lot of this stuff as well now. But yeah, it started off with this. So I decided that I am going to put in. So this is it's a brand new version. I've not touched it. So this is the Swiss Army Knife Mini Champ, and I decided that I am going to always have a spare, brand new boxed Swiss Army Knife Mini Champ in my bag. And if someone needs it, and if I need to give it to someone as a present, I will give them this present in the field. So there's my little bit of a present in the field to any engineer or anyone whom I think needs a Swiss Army knife. Who doesn't like receiving a Swiss Army knife? Seriously though. So yeah, Swiss Army knife brand new as a present. I keep. Finally, I do keep some screws in here. Now those screws have been used because I was doing a project. And so instead of going into my hanger and opening up all the shelves and getting the screws, I just kind of used the box that I had in here. So I have gone to my hanger and bought the screws, and now I need to get more screws because I'm pretty much out. Over the year that I've been at home, I've just used the screws that I had in here. So the type of screws that I like having in here are these ones. First of all, I like Phillips head because it's just easier. Secondly, easier to drive, I find. I could be wrong, but I just find that easier. Secondly, the type version I like are these ones. Let me try and get this focus done for you. So these are called self-drilling screws. So if you have a look, they're not like the conventional screw. They have this drill bit here. Let me just try and see if I can get this. Bear with me, and I apologize. So you see the difference here? So you can imagine a standard screw, but then you have a look at this and you can see that this has like a drill. It looks like a drill. So these are super convenient to use, especially if you're disabled like me and you don't have enough mechanical energy. These are super convenient to use, and I have them in different sizes. So these are called self-drilling screws, or there's another version which is called a drill head. So it actually has a drill head at the start of it, and then there's a drill bit here, and then it's a screw. Drill head ones are okay. I do carry some of them, but I just prefer the self-drilling ones, because with the drill head, it creates a bit of a hole that I don't want it to be. I just want this to drill itself inside the thing. That I don't want it to create a hole at the tip. So if I need to pull it out, then what happens is that the hole becomes a little bit wider than I need it to be. But I do have a couple of them. I usually carry about 10 in case I need them. But the ones I prefer using are these. These are the drill tip bits self-drilling screws, not the drill tip. Drill tips are the ones that actually have a tip drill at the end. These are called self-drilling screws. That's the correct term for it. I love these, and I have them in different sizes, up to 2 inches. So I usually carry about 10 of each size. With the smaller ones, I usually carry about 20. So I usually have quite a small bag of screws with me at all times. So I'm out, so I do need to get more screws. That I will be doing because I go over to the lab tomorrow morning and I'll do the replenishment for that. Yeah, So fine, and I do carry some of these as well. These are wall plugs, so these are super convenient as well. So just a couple of I carry a stash of come in like a plastic container, a plastic sleeve, and they have like 20 of them, like 10 on one side, 10 on the other, and you just peel them off. So I will get some more of these, and I do the screw replenishment. So yeah, that has been my field fix kit. So thank you very much for watching, and you know there's going to be some adjustments to this. There's going to be some alterations to this, and so on and so forth. But I hope I've given you some ideas. Now I know I've rambled on for almost an hour, but thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know what additions I can make, or what additions you have, or what specialty items you have. Let me know if you've learned something. If you've not learned anything, that's cool. That's absolutely awesome. That's fine. But I'm sure someone out there will think, oh, actually, you know what? That'll be convenient for me to adjust. So, yeah, as an engineer, I carry all this stuff, and this is just, for me, this is basics, actually. When I do my technical bag, I will do my technical bag, I promise. I've been promising you for a long time. I will do my technical bag, and you will see that the intensity of the tools in that bag is, you know, with that bag I can literally set up an entire civilization. That's the purpose of that bag, and it's a Helly Hansen. It's a 50-litre bag, but I've upgraded it to a 70-litre bag now, so I can put in some extra clothes. I thought for winter I needed to have extra clothes, and I just didn't have any more room in that bag. So it's a Helly Hansen 70-litre bag, and with that bag I have satcoms in there, I have communications, other type of communications. I can do pretty much anything with that bag. So I will try and do at some point. It'll take me a couple of I might do it in a week or so's time. I'll try. I've got some other videos coming up that I want to do as well before that are, you know, a little bit shorter than that one. So I will try and do that one at that time, because also that bag goes with me whether when I'm flying light aircraft, when I'm on a small boat, or when I'm in the field for recovery. Obviously I don't go anymore because I'm disabled, but I keep that capability with me at all times. So with that bag I can fix a small boat engine. I can also fix or install or adjust a light aircraft like a Cessna aircraft. I can adjust anything that needs to be adjusted in that. So I have the capability to pretty much do anything with that bag. I can take out an aircraft system and see what's the problem with it, and check its integrity, and fix it if I need to. So yeah, but this is the stuff I carry with me pretty much every time, and this is the daily stuff I have access to in the house as well. So thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you've learned something. I just wanted to share, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye bye. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye.